Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Season 12, Episode 15, actually. I thought we were on 14, but 15. We're on 15. It's better than bend than break. So we're just going to get on into it and get on out of here because I am tired. I am tired. I'm going to bed after I do this review, y'all. I'm tired. But I enjoy doing these reviews for you guys. The first couple I'm going to talk is Katie and Joshua. So it's the weekend of their wedding. They're going back out from Portland to out back to California for their wedding. Josh's parents arrive, and Josh's parents are meeting Katie's parents. They meet up at this cafe and everything, and they talk about like their vows and everything. And they asked Katie, what do you vow to give to Joshua? And Katie was just like, I vowed to not have so many different lovers. Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing to say, to say the least. Joshua, he said that he vows that he wants trust out of this relationship and out of this marriage and stuff and everything. So they're getting ready for this. Katie is making a lot of like decisions for this wedding, and like it's just not seeming like she's just letting Joshua have like much say on anything. It's just Katie's way or the highway. So they get an argument about just not having much say, and just I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. At this point, I ain't gonna lie, I fell asleep during most of their segment. So I fell asleep during most of their segment because it's it's really sickening sometimes watching Katie. I'm sorry. She's a pretty girl, but it's sometimes sickening with her behavior and stuff. So I really don't know what to make of this. I don't see this relationship lasting. I hope it does. I'm not wishing ill will on them, but it's just and we see, when she's not drunk, we've seen this behavior with her. Like, when Joshua has an input, and we've seen this throughout the season. Remember when they were arguing about getting the furniture earlier in the season and stuff, like, and she didn't want to do that to him. It's just almost like his opinion doesn't matter, that he doesn't know what he's talking about and everything. So yeah, I don't know. And judging by the previews of next week, she's making him wear like some kind of dress, and some kind of dress out in public. And we'll talk about more about that next week. But I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird. I'm telling you, they were my sleep couple in this episode. Just very boring, and I'm not going to spend much time with them. So yeah. But that was Katie and Joshua. The next couple I want to talk is Thomas and Paula. So Paul, as we all know, last week, Paula's family arrived to America for this wedding and stuff. And they all stayed at Thomas's house, and Thomas had all the rules and stuff and everything. Well, in this episode, Paula's mom and like her nieces and stuff, and sister-in-law, all went out to do her dress, get her final dress fitting and stuff. Paula goes and gets her dress fitting. She comes out. She has a beautiful dress on, very, very beautiful. And she got a surprise visit from her sister. I think her sister's name was Jacqueline. Her sister Jacqueline made a surprise visit, and wanted to, and Paula's family just planned this accordingly to say, hey, like, we planned this surprise for your sister to be here for your final fitting. It was a beautiful moment, and Paula was just so happy. She said she was just overjoyed and happy, but even though she's happy right now, she's really not happy because now she's really irritated with Thomas and everything. So meanwhile, we've seen Thomas talk to one of his buddies, and he's just talking about the doubts that he has and everything. Thomas feels like Paula doesn't take him serious, especially when it comes to like the whole perfume, the deodorant, perfume spray, and all that. Now, here's the thing. I was right about what I originally thought. In the beginning of this, 2 weeks ago with Thomas and Paula, when Thomas had that freak out over Paula's spraying perfume deodorant all around and everything, Paula took to social media and said that she didn't know about it until she got to Thomas's house. Well, I went back and watched the episode when he first mentioned that, and he did say that that Paula knew about this before. So, so yeah, so I don't know what she's talking about. So I mean, I don't know who to really believe. I don't know what to really believe. I'm sorry, you guys. I believe Thomas. I believe Thomas. I know you guys are going to disagree with me when it comes to that, but I believe Thomas. He did say that Paula knew that he had. He may. I don't think he. I'll meet y'all halfway with it. He may not. I don't think he's actually allergic to the perfume, but he does have like some kind of sensitive irritation to it, if that makes sense. And so he's talking to his buddies about everything and that, and talk about how like the house is, man. He's like, man, and he felt bad with all the rules. He's like, man, these people probably think I just like a drama king and just have so many rules, and it's not like that and everything. But he's having doubts because he doesn't feel like Paula takes him serious, and just like laughs it off. As they're getting ready to get married, Thomas said that Paula went on a shopping spree and spent over $900 on Mr. and Mrs. stuff and everything. And even though that's nice, she has a problem with overspending. Remember, at the beginning of the season, Thomas had gave Paula that like 25,000 credit card and everything, and she probably spent like almost all of it at this point because yeah, Paula does act a little bit impulsively at times and everything. And I do see it where I don't feel like she's always taking Thomas seriously and stuff. Like Thomas always talks with a stern tone in his voice. So I just think that he feels like he's not being heard. Like neither one of them really feel like they're being heard and stuff and everything. But there are only a few days left before the wedding, and both of them are having doubts. And now here's some breaking news from what I've heard today with Thomas and Paula. Well, this ain't really news, but Paula posted on social media that she actually is back in Brazil. She's back in Brazil, and she first, when she went back to Brazil, people thought that she was there without Thomas, and everyone's like, "Oh, Thomas and Paula are not together." Well, kind of find out like Thomas is actually with her in Brazil, and apparently they didn't get married um, in the U.S. I guess they got married in Greece, and then going to try to live in Brazil now. And apparently, their Greece wedding was actually a few days ago. I did not know that. And so now we've seen on the preview of next week of them arguing and talking about possibly going back to Brazil and stuff and everything. So like yeah, I don't know what to really make of that, but Paula has been posting on social media, but she does have that little business that she does so, and it's more effective in Brazil apparently. So I think that's why she's in Brazil right now and everything. So so yeah, I just heard that rumor that she is not that she's in Brazil and they just got married in Greece literally a few days ago. Now, mind you, their 90 Day Fiance scenes are probably filmed way back in 2025, and we're almost at the end of 2026. So that's a little crazy to me. So I wonder if she's going to be at the if they're going to be at the tell all in a few weeks. So we'll see. But yeah, that was Thomas and Paula. The next couple I want to talk is Marissa and Edward. Oh my goodness. So last week we left off with Marissa and Edward at the restaurant arguing because Edward had said that, if you cheat, like that's on you. If I cheat, it's on you. And Marissa getting mad because she just wanted to have a night of peace and a night of having fun and stuff. Well, in this episode, we're continuing that argument Marissa had got up and stormed outside just to need a moment and stuff because she just got really upset and defensive. She comes back in, like Edward is questioning her, like, why'd you walk out on that and everything? She was like, because I'm leaving this situation because I wanted to have a good night and you brought that up and everything. Like, and he was like, well, do I have an opinion? She's like, you can have an opinion, but this is not the right time or the place for that. And he was like, no, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. And now and she was just like, quit getting an attitude with me or raising your voice at me. And he's like, I'm not raising a voice. Like, you're the one who's getting an attitude, looking like this, pouting like this, rolling your eyes and getting up and left. So you're mad because of my reaction? And he was like, yeah, I was just telling you how I and my feelings and stuff and everything, and you reacted the way you did and stuff and everything. But she was just like, "What part of you don't understand that? I just wanted to have a good night and everything." And so Edward's just like, so now Edward decides to get up and leave, and so let me give me a few minutes, give me a few minutes, and he left. He left for a couple minutes, and then he came back. He came back. Marissa's just crying because she's just like over the whole thing. She was just like, I was actually going to tell Edward that I'm 100% in now, that I'm ready, that I made the decision to get married to him and everything. But now I have to find a way to get back to that and stuff. So Edward comes back and he's like, look, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. For me, if anything that I say comes from a place of love and respect and everything. I was just telling you how I feel and everything. And Marissa's just like, just because you say you're sorry doesn't mean that I'm supposed to like forget about it. Now, granted, I don't hold grudges and stuff, but still, I wanted to have a good night. And what you don't understand is I wanted to have a good night, and you keep bringing that up. Now, like I said last week, the tables have turned. It all flopped around because I still feel like it's that even with this conversation, and I agree with Marissa to an extent, but look what how many times throughout the season that she did that to Edward. Edward just wanted to have like a chill day and not talk about anything heavy. And she's brought up things and made him uncomfortable. Now it's done. Now the shoes done on the shoes on the other foot, and now she can't handle it. So if you can't handle it, you can dish it, but you can't take it. Then that's the problem, and that's going to be a problem in your marriage. It can't just all be about Marissa. It just can't. It has to be about both of them, and it doesn't. It just seems like his feelings doesn't matter. Now, yes, Edward, read the room. Yes, you're at a restaurant and don't want to have anything heavy. I'll give Marissa that a little bit, but if I would be more on her side if she didn't do everything that she was doing to him all season. So, just saying, just saying, because it's Marissa's way or the highway. And, she likes to put Edward down, make him feel like he's less than. And when he expresses his feelings, he's wrong for that. And then, and then when she gets mad because he's mad because of her reaction and stuff, I would react the same way. If I'm telling my girl how I feel and she's just overreacting, the way she does, I would be like, yeah, you're overreacting. I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm not here to fight or anything. I'm just trying to tell you my feelings and stuff. I'm not. It's not about your freaking ex. He said, it's not about anything. I'm just telling you how I feel. Like if I even cover up myself by saying that if I did something wrong, that's on me. I'm just saying if you did something wrong, it's on you. If I did something wrong, it's on me. Well, okay, yeah, Edward, no, duh. Whoever does something wrong, it is on themselves, no, duh. But still, I do think Marissa overacted a tad bit. I get her. I get that she didn't want to talk about it at the romantic restaurant, but she can dish it, but she can't take it. She did that to him the whole season. So everybody was defending Marissa this week on that, but not me. Not me, because yes, I agree there's a time and a place, but she did that to him all season. So now the shoe's on the other foot and she can't handle it. And that's all. So they get up and leave, and now she just wants the night to end. And at this point, we don't know where they stand. We don't know where they stand. But yeah, that was Marissa and Edward. The next couple I want to talk is Mallory and Raj. So Mallory and Raj, Raj is really starting to become homesick. He really misses Turkey. Um, So Mallory had a surprise for him. She took him out like on this like boat ride. She got him this really nice like little captain's hat and everything. And they went on the boat ride. At first, he wasn't too thrilled about it because he said he misses Turkey, he misses being out on the boat and stuff and everything. And they're still having that heavy conversation about wanting to have kids or not and stuff. So, sorry, y'all, I'm playing with this camera. So Mallory and Raj have a conversation about the kids. He was just like, if you don't want to have a baby, we'll break up and I'll go back to Turkey. Mallory said that, I respect your decision, but you have to respect mine. Mallory said that, here's the thing, I do like kids. I do like babies. I love holding babies. I love carrying babies. They're awesome, but I just don't know if that is like for me, like right now at least. Now they came up with a compromise. M- Mallory told Raj that okay, what if like we revisit this conversation in about 2 years? Let us just enjoy our time together, like travel and everything, and then maybe in 2 years I may feel differently. And then he was like, okay, but what about the signature? I don't want a signature, meaning that prenup conversation that they had. And she was just like, huh. Well, the thought of divorce really, like the process of a divorce really scares me. That's why I brought it up. But okay, I'll try to meet you halfway. She was like, if you promise to quit pressuring me about having a kid and just let me wait a couple of years and let us just do our thing, give me that space, we don't have to do the prenup. And Raj says, okay, that's okay. So Mallory's happy. So now she gets down on her knees. So she's like, okay, I'm going to get down on my knee. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? And he said yes. And yeah, Mallory and Raj are they're going to get married. Judging by the previews that next week, they're going to have their bachelor and bachelorette party. And Raj is going to get a nice little American welcome by a little stripper lap dance. So I can't wait to see that. Cannot wait to see that. So yeah. Mallory and Raj, they only had one scene in this episode, and that was it. So yeah, that was Mallory and Raj. The next couple I want to talk is Debbie and Amita. So Debbie and Amita, it is their wedding day. Now we left off last week with the concerns of Debbie's son Caden not going to be able to get off work to come to the wedding. Now she was expressing that to Mito, and Mito was just like, we don't have that much time. Like, we got to marry. What kind of son does not want to come to his mom's wedding? But nonetheless, Caden texts Debbie and says that he worked his schedule around. He'll make it for the wedding. So now Mito is practicing in the mirror, doing his little acting, saying, I do, I do, I do, I do. So now Debbie, Mito, and Debbie's daughter Devin are heading to where they're going to have the wedding venue at. They were supposed to get married at they were supposed to get married somewhere else, but I guess it got booked or was it too expensive or something like that. So now they're going to get married like on this really cool like centerpiece area where everybody basically can see, even though it's going to be a private setting and stuff. So they go out to the wedding to the room, well, to the hotel where they're going to be staying at. They got since they're getting married, the hotel staff gave them this like 3-room suite for them, and they get there and they go get some. Debbie had like some food ready for Mito. So Debbie, Mito, and Devin go out to eat. And then Caden texts and says that he's here. So Devin brings up Caden, and Debbie was just so excited to finally see Caden. And this was the first time that Caden and Mito have met. And, there's been some concerns and been some talks and stuff and everything. So Caden and Mito had a conversation, and Caden, okay, first Debbie had showed Caden the ring that when he proposed to him at the wedding venue. Now, she said that he did say that the ring looked nice, but then they had to tell the story on how he had proposed to her. So Mita tells Kaden the story when they were at the wedding venue, and I told her I wanted to go back to Egypt, and she said what, and then started running and crying, and then I came out and pulled out the ring and said, "Gotcha, will you marry me?" Kaden just gave him a look like, okay, what the heck? Yeah, real romantic, dude. The look that he gave, he was just like, oh, it was funny. So, yeah, so Kaden was like, okay, cool. So, yeah, I do have concerns. So then Debbie and Devin went to go get changed to get ready, and Kaden and Mita had a conversation, and Kaden asked, like, like, okay, like, what exactly do you want to do, like, like, like when you get your license, your work permits and stuff, and of course, was quick to say actor and everything. And Caden's response to this was kind of surprised me a little bit because I thought that he was gonna like talk down on his dream, saying like you ain't gonna be no actor. It's like you got you like there's no way you're gonna make. I thought he was gonna be that. But Caden did say it is a good dream to have, but it is a really competitive field. He said that yeah, that's good that you want to be an actor, but do you have like a backup plan? Do you have a plan B just in case that doesn't fall through? Amita says yes. He wants to like start doing YouTube and make like a little music video and stuff. Now here's the thing. No, okay, so Mito is pretty okay, as yeah, we know how Mito is in Egypt and stuff, an actor in Egypt and stuff. But I'm gonna feel a certain type of way that if he starts doing YouTube and he has a better advantage because he's been on TV. But if he gets monetized before I do, because here's the thing, I've been doing YouTube. I've been doing these 90-day reviews for you guys for 4 years now, and I love doing it. But why am I not monetized yet? I'm trying to I as you guys can tell now, I'm using StreamYard and my picture is a little bit more clear. I'm not using my iPad like I was before. Um, and I told y'all it was coming. Just wait that I was going to get new equipment and stuff and everything. So hopefully this gets more views and I get more subscribers. We're at 203 right now, and I still need 297 to be monetized. But you know what? For me, I take every little thing I can get. Every time I see a new subscriber, I'm so excited. So, but I'm not saying I'm better than me though, but yeah, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. But yes, he has an advantage because he's been on TV. But it's okay. It's okay. If everybody has these dreams, go for your dreams. Even though I have a lot of opinions on Mito and everything, but you know what? It's fine to dream big. You can dream big. And I've always been a firm believer of dreaming big. So, like, and there's still some dreams that I have a lot of dreams that have not yet been realized yet. And so, like, never really, if you have a dream of doing anything, you can really go for it. Go for it. So I am going to credit Mita to that if he wants to really really be an actor, he can go do it. Just go do it, Mita. You got it. You got it. We can say what we want. I don't agree with his method or how he doing it and how he's using Debbie for it. But if you have a dream, go for it. And yeah. Yeah, I've always been like that. And there's, like I said, there's still a lot of dreams that I have that have not been realized, but I'm working towards. Um, I wanted to become a sports writer. I went to school for journalism, for sports journalism. I wanted to become a sports writer. I still do, but I haven't been able to follow through with that. Now, granted, doing this YouTube stuff is still kind of a little bit of my broadcast journalism, using that like this for that. But But yeah, this wasn't my original plan. Another dream I had was being in the gospel and being in a professional gospel choir. Well, I'm technically kind of am. I take the church, my church choir as a little bit of that. So I'm gonna check off that dream a little bit of being in a gospel choir. And then another dream is meeting my favorite celebrities. Now, I'm not saying I want to meet a president or anything, but like I want to meet like some people who like really inspired me and who I absolutely adore. So, and there was a stretch when it came to those dreams that there were nights in my rooms I would be sitting and crying and just wondering like am I ever going to reach all of these dreams that I'm trying to work so hard to get to. I sometimes still cry over that, but I'm never going to stop dreaming and never going to stop trying. But so never stop, like I said, never stop dreaming. Go for your dreams, y'all. So Mito, go for your dreams. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about Debbie and Mito. I'm gonna finish this off with Shay and Annabelle. So Shay and Annabelle, it's almost their wedding time. They're about to head up to their wedding venue. We got to meet Shay's other daughters. We got to meet his daughter Madison, who is Nicole's, who is Shay and Nicole's daughter. And Annabelle is really nervous about me and Madison because like I guess like Nicole's been in her head about it. And so they go to the wedding venue. They have like a conversation about um the difference between like a hillbilly and a redneck, and Annabelle called Shay a redneck and stuff. They go to the wedding. They go to the place where they're gonna have the wedding. Allison and her kids pop in first, and then Madison comes in, and like Annabelle and Madison had a conversation, say, hey, like, Madison said, yeah, I heard about the drama, but you're marrying my dad and we're about to be family. And Annabelle's just basically like, you know what, like I know you, like your mom put some stuff in your head. I know all about it, but I'm about to be your stepmom and like I'm here for you. And Madison was really cool. I liked Madison. She wasn't as bratty as Allison as Allison was and stuff and is. So then Shay's other daughter, I think her name was Abigail, came in and stuff, and we met Abigail. She seemed pretty cool and stuff. And then some of Shay's friends came up, and everybody's having a good time. And they go like for like a little ride to get ready for the wedding. Annabelle and Allison are getting along. They all meet back up to the place at the in a fire pit to have like a conversation about Shay's inheritance. I guess like his inheritance, like Annabelle's gonna be like a big part of the inheritance. And now Shay's daughters are a little concerned about that because like she just feels like all the money like that he has saved is gonna go to them and not go to like them or their or his grandkids and stuff and everything. So that's just something y'all gonna have to figure out. Like I said, that is really something y'all gonna have to figure out because I get the concerns and stuff, but sometimes I can see that Shay acts a little bit impulsive too and doesn't know what he's doing at times. But he has a plan for everything. But you know what? Shay, even though again I don't agree with much of Shay's lifestyle, but he has like multiple properties. He's made his money. He does his work. This is why he feels like he can go get drunk and drink beers all the time because he's done his due diligence. So I mean, I can't really say nothing, but yeah, I understand the girl's concern about like about the inheritance thing or whatever, but yeah. I mean, but that was basically it because yeah, like I said, I'm glad Madison and Annabelle talked, and they're on good pages, and she didn't come in and gave she Madison didn't come in and give Annabelle any attitude. Although I was worried that Annabelle was going to give her attitude and stuff, but but it wasn't like that. Now, on social media, Allison has gone on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but somebody told me about the TikTok that Allison said, listen, guys, y'all think y'all know me. I pay my own bills. I take care of my kids. My kids' father's in their life. My daddy don't pay hardly for not doesn't pay for much. And for the record, I like Annabelle. Not only I like Annabelle, I love Annabelle. Okay, just so y'all think y'all know me. So Allison wanted to make it really clear that she is independent, so we can stop saying that she ain't, because she is. I already knew that. I know that that was probably like TLC production and editing. I already knew that, but still, I mean, Allison still got a little she still has a little bit of an attitude at times, but I already knew that it wasn't as bad as it seemed. Excuse me. So yeah. So that was Shay and Annabelle. And that was basically it. We did not see Asia and Maxwell in this episode. We'll see them next week as they get ready for their wedding. Since we're on episode 15, I think we only got a couple more episodes left before the tell-all. So okay, we rolling, guys. Before I sign off, I have some exciting news, guys. I was just asked this morning unexpectedly. Remember back on that? Remember 5 weeks ago, I was on 90 Day Fiancé Honestly with Amy and B's YouTube channel. Well, they called me back again for this week's episode to do a recap on a 90 Day on their channel. It would just be me and B. This time Amy has a prior engagement and can't do the filming, so they called me to fill in. So me and B from 90 Day Fiancé Honestly will be doing a review. So I'll be back on tomorrow on their channel. So I'll share the link. I'll put the link in my community board, and so make sure you guys watch me and B from 90 Day Fiancé Honestly to recap this episode. Again, I'm excited. Again, I love collaborations. I've done like 3 collaborations since I started YouTube, from Auntie's Advice, Kiki and Kibbits, and 90 Day Fiancé Honestly. So I thank those content creators so much for allowing me to be on their channel to expand their platform, expand both of our platforms and stuff. They do an amazing job for what they do. I'm learning from the best and stuff and everything. I hope I could get to where they're at right now. So I thank you guys, and I thank all of my subscribers for all the love and support that you guys have given me since I've been doing this. Like I said, we're growing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll see you guys over on the 90 Day Fiancé Honestly YouTube channel for that recap. And then I will be back on Tuesday to do The Last Resort, Wednesday, Little Singles, and then next weekend, back to Married at First Sight. So thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.